Do you know that the majority of English learners approach speaking practice the wrong way? And for that reason, they would spend weeks or even months practicing speaking and they don't get the result that they wished for. But you don't have to worry about it anymore, because as you watch this video, I'm going to show you the missing piece of the puzzle that's going to help you accelerate your improvement in speaking English. The first thing that you need to understand is that the highest improvement in your speaking skill does not happen while you're having a conversation. It happens before and after the conversation. Let me explain this with an example. There are two people, person A and person B. They both signed up for an English speaking app where they can practice speaking with native speakers. And they have their first session after 3 days. Person A decided to wait for the speaking session so he can practice his English. On the other hand, person B had a completely different plan. First, he picked a topic that he wants to speak about. And then he went online and gathered vocabulary, phrases, and sentences that he might use in this conversation. And then he wrote a list of anticipated flows of conversation. Like, if the person asks me A, I'm going to answer B. If the person asks me C, I'm going to answer D, etc. After he finished gathering the resources, he started practicing saying the vocabulary, the phrases, and the sentences by recording himself, listening to himself, assessing himself, and doing it over and over again until he started becoming comfortable with the resources, the sentences that he gathered. When the day of the session came, person A was still waiting for the session so he can practice his English. And person B started reviewing everything that he prepared and practiced an hour before the session, and then they both started the session. After they finished, person A said, "All right, I'm done with my practice session." And he went on with his life. Person B sat down and asked himself three very important questions. He said, what went well in this conversation? What didn't go well in this conversation? And if I do this conversation again, how will I do it differently? And then he wrote detailed notes for each question. Now here's a question. If both person A and person B continue these practice sessions for a month, who do you think will improve more? Now the answer is obvious. When you start seeing every conversation that you have in English as a test, and you spend time before the conversation preparing, practicing, and then after the conversation reflecting on what went well and what didn't go well, you're going to accelerate your English speaking skills, and you will be surprised by how much you can improve in a very short period of time.